What's going on there, fellow aviators? RandomEd787 here. So, the Sim Update 1 beta has been released for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, and you can go and join it right now. Me, myself, I will not be joining it because I'm practically already in a beta, if you know what I mean. Or you can maybe argue alpha. But anyways, besides that point, I just don't feel like really messing around with my sim like that. I'm not really too big on joining update betas. I get a little nervous with those. But we kind of have an idea of what we can expect from this update, and a few patch notes, and actually not a few, quite a lot of patch notes and fixes have been posted. I'm not going to go over every single one. I'm just going to go over some of the ones that stood out to me, but if you want to see the full list, I will leave it in the description below. Starting out with the list, we have stability and performance. As you can see here, this is mostly focused on crashes to desktop. Now, me, myself, I haven't had too many problems with this. I have had the sim crash on me a few times, but nothing like crazy. But yeah, you can see here that there is apparently a lot of instances where the game will crash in specific circumstances, and it does look like they have been fixed. In regards to general bug fixes, this one right here is something that I've experienced, and I'm so glad it's being addressed, and that is the camera panel no longer forces the cockpit view when open. So if, say, you're on, if you're like in the external view or the drone view and you open up the camera panel, it'll force you right back into the cockpit. Incredibly frustrating, especially when I'm trying to use instant replay or, make videos. This really just irritates the living crap out of me, so I'm glad it's being fixed. And I don't know if this has been an issue. I haven't really tested it. So apparently the tail numbers have been fixed that are not similar to the custom one from the aircraft selector in free flight. Also, we get increased screen exposure under heavy cloud cover. I think I heard about something about light exposure recently with this, but I think this is just to make, the visual part of this particular part of the sim a little bit better. Now let's talk about aircraft core systems. I can't say I experienced any of these myself, but it's good that they're being addressed. So there was an issue that was fixed causing some aircraft to start with zero fuel. I have not had that happen to me, but it's good that it's being looked at and fixed. Glass cockpits. Fixed LX9070 glass cockpit broken UI when flying the DG-1001. Again, nothing that I experienced, but that's another fix. For helicopter physics, so apparently fixed helicopter CFD rotor wash aerodynamics issues on edges of platforms. So for all my helicopter lovers, it seems like you're going to get enhancements to your aerodynamics when it comes to helicopters. For me personally, that's not going to matter because I'm terrible at flying helicopters. Now moving on to what is perhaps the buggiest part of the entire sim, and that's career mode. So, let's go over a couple of these. So, fixed missions not starting at the date and time indicated in the briefing. Fixed unexpected server error occurring when playing a mission at midnight. Fixed unexpected server error after quickly activating and removing active pause. Disable the skip phase button while in active pause. Fixed step description indicating wrong input for rotor brake activation. Fixed the step announce clear runway. Announced clear runway that prevented player from reaching the maximum score on airline procedure objective. Remove the ATC step asking to contact the airport at arrival if there's no control tower. Fixed an issue with ATC steps no longer completing if player exited the aircraft after turning the engine on. Fixed multiple textual mistakes throughout career and certifications. Fixed issues where fields used in agriculture aviation were sometimes covered by trees. Fixed mission flow not continuing when ATC was speaking at the same time as medical crew before patient check. Fixed retract landing gear step appearing during descent phase. Yeah, that's quite a bit. So, I don't know if this is going to cover all the issues. My main thing, has been like, sometimes ATC is a little bit buggy, but it does seem like a lot of that has been covered, but some of my problems personally have been, sometimes I can't acknowledge an ATC request. So I don't know if that's actually fixed here, but we'll see when the update comes out. We also have a couple fixes regarding certifications, starting with the CPL rotorcraft. An issue has been fixed where the player possibly got stuck after a hard landing if the skids were broken. And when it comes to the IFR rating, fixed aviator performance when landing on the right runway. That's some. I've heard of bugs very similar to that. Fixed an issue with CDI and transponder not configured properly. And a little small fix when it comes to online services, fixed friend's plane that sometimes does not appear on the world map. I don't think I even had this turned on. I think I just turned it on just recently, but if that's been a problem for you, well, apparently Sim Update 1 should fix that. Now in regards to airports, we have fixed airport lighting not supporting multiple meshes or route orientation, fixed strobe pole rotation, and fixed some airport lights spawning with flare but without mesh support. This is something that I have heard people talk about, that airport lighting was a little bit messed up at times. Granted, I know I say this a lot. I personally have found the lighting at airports to be fantastic for the most of them that I fly to, but I don't fly around too many like really big dense airports all the time, mainly because of performance problems. But still, it is good that this is being addressed. This next one is regarding peripheral fixes. So, for those of you who are using yokes, rudder pedals, etc., this is going to be for you. I don't think this has been too much of a problem with the sim, but there have been a few issues reported, but the ones that have been fixed, I'll talk about here. So, fixed use of placeholder image in control settings, fixed rotor trim mapped to the raw POV in some helicopters' default profiles, fixed inverted left-right brake axis issue, which triggered 100% brake application, and fixed inconsistent menu mapping for help pages. And finally, let's talk about training. So, fixed multiple textual mistakes in helicopter pedals training, fixed missing engine detent notification to airliner landing training, fixed scoring and flow of IFR RNAV training, and fixed multiple textual issues throughout helicopter training set. And there's also some fixes regarding developer tools, but I'm not going to go over those because I'm not a developer and I barely know what any of it means. So for any of you out there who are developers for Flight Simulator, there's a whole slew of things that you can go and read. I'll leave that in the description below. And guys, that's going to do it for this video. I am really having my fingers crossed for Sim Update 1. I'm usually very scared whenever Azobo releases an update. They got really good towards the end of Flight Sim 2020 where we didn't have to worry about them breaking the sim any further. But regarding the state 2024 was launched in, I have a bit of skepticism to see how Sim Update 1 is going to actually release, and I hope it doesn't continue to cause any further problems. Hopefully this beta will actually help them get the fixes in they need before they push this out. So, anyways, guys, if you're in the beta, I would love to know, how's it working so far if you're participating in it? I would love to know your thoughts of, are any of the issues that are in the list or that I talked about been fixed? Just let me know in those comments below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, guys, peace out and happy flying.